Hi everyone, welcome back to Plum Mashable. So this is a die set I have had for a little while now. This is the Lawn Fawn reveal wheel. So I'm going to show you how to put one of these gorgeous cards together. So let's go. Alright, so we're going to start off with just introducing you guys to the dies a little bit because I've gone a little bit crazy with the reveal wheel. I'm happy to admit it. So this is the original reveal wheel. This is the first bit that you get. So you get the large sort of stitch rectangle, and you can tell I've been using these a lot because they're kind of a bit dirty. Whoopsies. So you've got your large sort of stitch rectangle, you've got your large circle piece, your little circle piece, your original kind of, what do you call it, curved kind of sentiment, and then a little arrow. What I've then gone and done is got the reveal wheel square add-on, so it comes with the square version of the little template plus some extra window cutout. So you've got an oval and then a border, and then you've got a heart and then a border. I've got the sentiments that go with this. There's a couple of other reveal wheel kind of sentiment ones I want to get as well, but then I also have all of these add-ons, so to kind of, and some templates. So we've got the semicircle, we've got the circle, the circles are new, we've got the keep on swimming, which is the little fish one. We've got the arc frame, which is this one here. We've got the stars, which are these ones, and the speech bubble. I think there's a Halloween kind of window one. There's a pumpkin. There's an ice cream cone, and there's an Easter egg. The Easter egg I'm really interested in. And then I've also got the templates. The templates just help you line these up, and you're going to see that when we actually start to make one of these. So what I thought I'd do is just make a really simple birthday one. The thing I love about these is that they can be really customized to be basically whatever you want. The thing I love most about the reveal wheel is you really can turn this into anything you want. If you want this to be a birthday card and it be really simple, you can do that. But if you want to go a little bit further, if you want to make it a little bit more, you can do that too, which is just, we're going to start off with a really simple one today, but I have another one planned for you in a couple of weeks' time, or a couple of days' time. Where we're going to do something a little bit more complicated with this reveal wheel. So I'm going to start off with this die here. So what you need to do is you need to cut yourself out one without any of the notches in it. So I'm just going to cut this one out first. I'm just going to use a little bit of washi tape to hold this in place. Any washi tape is fine. And then you'll see the basic kind of shape that we start off with. Also going to, while I'm here and all, cut out one of the big circles. I might have to actually cut that out along there, that's okay. My die cut machine sometimes doesn't quite fit all of this in it, so I tend to do it in lots of little bits as opposed to all at once. My scissors really need a clean. So we'll put the wheel and then the little wheel, and we'll stick them in and run it all through together. And these are kind of going to be our base pieces. So then I'm going to cut another one of these, but I'm going to cut it with the little window. So what we're going to do is put this one back in. We're going to grab our little circle window or half circle window, and you're going to stick that in the little puzzle piece here. So it makes it really easy to show you where this needs to go. It's one of my favorite things about this die set. So you just put it in there. You don't have to do this step. It will sit in there, but I like to washi tape it down so that it doesn't move. Personal preference. Don't have to do it. I think it's necessary, but you don't have to. So that's in. And this is going to come in handy because we're also going to cut this out of our pattern paper as well. So I'm going to run this one through the machine again. I'm going to be a bit more careful this time, make sure I get it right. And then we're going to do the same thing. We're going to do it on a piece of pattern paper. Again, don't panic too much with that because it is just a backing piece. this next bit's going to be the big bit. So this is from the Daydreamer paper pad from Kaisercraft. It's one of my absolute favorites. I love this paper collection. We're going to put this in the corner here. We're going to use this beautiful speckled paper. I'm also just going to cut off the excess on the side because it does need to kind of go through the machine and it doesn't quite fit at 6x6. We've now cut everything we need to cut, so if the washi tape comes off, it's okay. I'm just poking that out. Yay. So then we can move our die cutter off to the side so we don't need it anymore. So now we've got a backing piece, 2 pieces with the window in exactly the same spot, and because we didn't move the die, they will be in exactly the same spot. One's patterned, one's white, and that's just for a bit of strength because that pattern paper is not particularly strong. We've got a little wheel and we've got a little sort of small wheel. So this is where our sentiments are going to go. So we're going to start off with working on the sentiment. So like I said, I have all of the templates, and I got the templates because I got really frustrated that I couldn't get the sentiments to be in the right spot. So this helps me out by making sure that they're always stamped in the right place. So for this card, I'm leaving the wheel white, which means I can just stick this down straight onto the card. Onto the wheel, and it's not going to be an issue. You could do this out of pattern paper. You could also do it out of you could ink blend it, or you could watercolor it. You can basically do anything you like, but I'm going to leave mine white this time, and I'm just going to line that up and just stick that on. It just needs to hold it still. So now you can see that it's got my little areas all ready to go for me. So I'm going to grab my sentiments. And because this is going to be a birthday card, I'm going to have it say, hope your day is, and it's going to be amazing, terrific. So we're going to grab our little stamps out. I'm going to grab my ink block, not my ink block, my acrylic block that was hiding from me. So we're going to grab the one here that says, I'm going to use amazing, awesome, fabulous, and terrific. I'm not going to use the magical. I've used that so many times. So I'm just going to show you without any ink on. It sits perfectly. These sentiments are perfect for this. Obviously they've been made for it. So it's going to be really easy to just put these in here. So I'm just going to grab my Memento ink, grab the fabulous and ink her up. This is just me. I just like to wipe off any ink if I get on the thing. And I'm just lining that up and we'll just stamp it down. Perfect. So then I'm just going to repeat that same thing with all of the sentiments, and I'm just going to spin it around each time. Makes it a bit easier for me to actually put them down. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and I'll be right back. So once that's all stamped in there, you can leave the template on there just to give you a bit of strength while you're working with the putting it together. I don't ever feel like I need to, so I'm just going to take it off. I'm just being really gentle when I pull the washi off. And the other thing I'm going to really quickly do, I'm just grabbing a poker tool. Just hasn't quite cut out that little bit of cardboard, so I'm just going to push that through. Alright, so now it's time to assemble our card, and what I've just realized is that when I put the ink pad, not the ink pad, the acrylic block down, I've got it on my beautiful little piece of paper. Now the sad thing is I don't think I have another bit of it. I'm just going to check my cupboard. Hold on. Okay, I'm lucky. I have another ink. I have another pad that has the piece of paper. Whew. That's also the last one I've got, and I know you can't buy these ones anymore, so I'm going to be super careful. So I'm just going to run this through again really quickly. Thankfully, I hadn't undone those two, so these are still going to be in the exact right spot. Thank goodness for that. So I'm just going to go ahead and do this really quick, and I'll be right back. So now what we're going to do is, first of all, we want to back this onto this piece of white cardboard, and that's to just give it some strength, nothing else. So I'm just grabbing some plain old normal glue tape. I'm really hyper worried about my fingers now. I'm just going to... This is just a little damp cloth that I keep to clean my stamps. Just going to give my fingers a bit of a rub there. Just because I'm being hypersensitive. So So I'm just going to run a bit of glue tape, a lot of glue tape, all over this bit of cardboard. Obviously just making sure not to hit the window, but making sure you want this to stick together very well. So the more glue you can put on, the better. And then we just need to line these up. This is the worst part. So I find this is the easiest way, but even then I still miss. So all that's done is just give it a bit of strength. And then this one's going to be our backing piece. So it's going to be what we sort of holds everything together and sticks to. So then we need to get our wheeler out, and we need to get some little mini brads. So these are just from your local craft store. I got mine off Craft Online, but you can get them from, I'm pretty sure you can get them from like Riot Art and Craft. I haven't seen any at Spotlight recently, but that doesn't mean they're not there. It just means I haven't seen them. So then you want to get the little mini circle and put that at the back, so on the other side to your sentiment. And you want to put the brad up through the middle, and you want to open it up. Now my little bit of advice is try not to push too hard, because you want this to be a little bit loose so that when you do this, it spins. That's the idea. You can do it a little tighter than I've got it, but I like it about like that. So then you're sort of going to get the idea here. You're going to put this in here like this, and you're going to spin this, and it's going to change the sentiment for you. It's so cute. I love this so much. So then to stick it all together, I'm just going to make that a little bit tighter. If you ever have any trouble with this, just grab your scoring tool of some description, even a poker. So it's got a little bit less spin there, because you don't want it to spin too much, but that's just enough. So then we need to grab some foam tape. So I've got two different widths here. I just find it's helpful to have more than one width. So I'm going to get my my thin one first. And I'm going to cut myself 3 little square rectangle shapes. And these are going to help us put the actual spinner bit together. So what you need to do is put them all down onto the little circle bit. And I'm going to repeat what Kelly from Lawn Fawn says. You want to put it around the brad but not touching the brad. And the first time she said it, I'm like, oh, that's not a big deal. And now I'm like, yeah, no, that's a big deal. Because if it touches the brad at all, it won't spin. So then you want to grab your little window piece, and then on here, I don't know if you can see that very well, but on here there are these little score lines, and the score lines help you line this up. So what you want to do is put it behind the little window and move it around until you can't see that score line. Now that score line is really easy for me to see. Whether or not you guys can see it, I don't know. But you just keep moving it around till you can't see the score line at anywhere in this window, and you can't see it on the side here. So once you've got it in the right spot, I just sort of spin this around just to make sure it is in the right spot and I can't see those score lines anywhere. And then once that's done, I like to flip it over. I'm still holding that really firmly in place. Grab a bit of washi tape and stick it down. And that way it's not going to move. That's in exactly the right spot now, and I don't have to worry about it. Because then what I'm going to do is remove the backing paper off that foam tape. And I'm going to attach it to this backing piece. That's in the right spot, so I don't have to worry about it. If it flips, that's fine, because it's in the right place. So then we're going to attach this to the backing card the same way we did that bit before. So I'm just lining it up together. Just using my eyes to sort of guide that into the right spot. And once I'm sure the two bits are in the right place, I'm going to stick that foam down just by pressing really hard. So that's in the right place now. I can fold this up and really gently remove the washi tape, which is actually really easy. It sort of looks like it's hard, but it's not. Now we have our little wheel stuck to the back. So that's just going to spin around just like that. Nothing too fancy. And that's going to sit on top. We're going to line it up together with some foam tape, and it's going to look really awesome. But before we do that, we're going to add a couple of bits and pieces to this. So the first thing we need to do is add that sentiment on the top. So we're going to grab this one here that says, I hope your day, or hope your day is. And I'm just thinking if I want to change it to birthday. So to do that, I'm just going to make sure that my acrylic block is cleaned. So I like to line it up. Maybe just do hope your day is. Just might be a little bit complicated is all. We don't want to make this too hard. I'm just going to do hope your day is this time, but you can change it and have hope your birthday is. So I'm just going to stick that to my block. I just want it to be straight, so I'm just using the table to fix that up. Whoops. I'm gonna grab my ink. I'm just gonna have that sitting on the top there. You could bend this if you wanted to go around the sort of window bit, but I think this will be great. So I'm just gonna put that down there. So I hope your day is. And then I've gone ahead and pre-cut and coloured. Whoops, I just dropped a present. Some little die cuts here. So the cake and these two presents, this is from Birthday Before and Afters, and then this one's actually from Toboggan Together. They're actually Christmas presents, but I think they look really cool as sort of just any presents. So I think what I'll do is put the cake, I'm just trying to work out. I just did these in purple colours just because I thought they looked cool. I'm just moving these around to kind of get them into a position I like. Maybe think 3 just doesn't quite work. Alright, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the cake up on some foam tape because I know I want to do that. Then I can work out the other bits all around it. So I'm just going to grab 2 bits of my wide foam tape because I want this to sit up. And then just a little bit of my skinny foam tape just because I want to put that sort of on the candles so they sit up as well. Do that with the presents. So we're going to put 1 on each side and make them flat. So just on with regular tape. And we'll just tuck them in underneath. And that's what I love about foam tape, I think. It just really does give you the ability to kind of make something pop. I'm actually going to put that up on double height foam tape. So I don't do double height very often, but I think the effect here will be really cool. So I'm going to put 1 bit there and then pull that up, and then I'm just going to use the bit that I cut, like the release paper, just to kind of guide how big a piece I need to cut. And we'll just stack that up. Now you could put a couple more presents and stuff in there if you wanted to. I did have a little bird that I had there, but I'm going to leave it. No, I'm going to leave it. I think it looks cool. I might change my mind later, but for now I'm going to leave that as it is. So it's really, the front is actually really simple. That didn't take me very long to do at all. So then we need to put this up on some foam tape as well. So the best way to do this is just absolutely cover the crap out of it. The more solid you make it, the more solid your card's going to be. So I'm going to just put so you can see that's all on there, but it's still not touching, so I can spin that still fine with no problem. Just need to take off all the release paper. You can tell I've been watching far too many videos because I call it release paper now instead of just backing paper. Oh, need to stop. So here we go, all the backing paper's off, and then you just need to stick this together, same way we have all the other layers. So we're just gonna line it up. This one's actually a little bit easier to put the backing, like this bit down. Oh, it would be if we didn't have so many layers of foam tape. I'm just going to do it the right way. So I'm going to line these 2 up. Let's go. And then just push that down. And then you can see we can just spin this around and you get all this sentiment that changes. So it goes from hope your day is amazing to awesome to terrific to fabulous. And it's just fabulous. It's such a cool way to make a birthday card, or any other card for that matter. So then all we need to do is just mount this onto a card base. This is actually a pre-cut one that I have from Kmart. And all I'm going to do is just trim it to sort of be the size I want it to be, because it's only just a little bit too big. So I'm just going to grab a lead pencil and just mark out where I want to cut it. I'm not going to worry about that pencil line because I'm going to cover it up anyway. So I'm going to grab that paper pad back in. I'm going to grab this beautiful pink. I've loved this pink ever since I got this paper pad, but I never use it and I don't know why. But that looks so cool underneath there. Just looks fabulous. So I'm just going to use the card as a guide. If we have any excess, we can just cut it off or cut the card. That's actually really good. Well done, me. So it's going to mount that on there really easily just with some glue tape. Now I did stick that down on the wrong side, so I've still got that pencil mark. So I'm just going to get rid of that. And then I'm going to mount this up on top of here. Now a little bit more, actually that's just going to drive me nuts. So I'm just going to fix that edge. Just going to run this through the trimmer. I'm pushing really hard because I'm going through 3 layers of paper there. There we go, that's better. So I'm going to put this up on some more foam tape, and the reason I'm going to do that, and yes I know that now makes it like 5 layers of foam tape, but the reason I do that is because it makes it easy to get your finger underneath that little wheel mechanism. So I'm just gonna put my lines of tape. You can use kind of offcuts around here as well if you need to. And we'll go around and take off all the backing paper. You don't have to do this many layers of foam tape, but I just find it so much easier for the recipient if you do. So I've got that on there. I'll line that up. Got a little bit too close with my foam tape there because I'm pulling off so much there. Not doing a very nice job. It's alright. We can still fix any of this. Never panic if something gets stuck because you can always pull it off and use it again. I'm just going to put that back on. And I'll be a little bit more careful the second time around. There we have our little reveal wheel card that you can really easily stick your finger in there. Now I'm going to add one more teensy wincy little detail, and it's really, really small, but it's going to make all the difference. And it's just going to be, I'm actually just going to cut it out of a bit of scrap cardboard. So there's a little bit in the original reveal wheel. There's this little arrow. I'm just going to grab him out. I'm also just going to grab one of my purple markers, and all I'm going to do is just colour in really roughly, because I'm going to put this straight down on top, so I want a little purple arrow. So I'm just going to cut that out. So I've got that little arrow. All I'm going to do is put a little bit of Quickie gel pen on the back. Liquid glue is a little bit easier with these kind of very small details. I'm definitely going to be using tweezers for this one. We're just going to stick that down. And that just tells whoever gets it that there is something to do. So you are supposed to spin it, and because then we've made that the same purple. Oops, glue hadn't quite stuck. That's also slightly embossed paper, so it's probably going to be a bit of a pain to stick to. So I'm just going to grab my acrylic block and make sure it's clean. Just stick that down there for a sec, just so that can adhere. Alright, there we go. Doesn't take very long, just a couple of seconds. But then you can see that sort of tells the recipient what to do, and it matches your colour palette really, really nicely. So there we go. That's our little birthday card using the reveal wheel. I hope this was a good introduction to it. It seems complicated, and when you do it the first time, you really do sort of feel like, oh my god, this takes forever. The more you do them, the easier they get, even though I made about a bazillion mistakes through this. It's generally just, it's fallen in the wrong spot. It's nothing that you can't fix. I love, love, love these cards, and like I said, I have a plan for another reveal wheel card using the Barista Brunch from Planners Anonymous. So I'm going to do that in a couple of weeks time, a couple of days time. So make sure that you are subscribed so you don't miss that video when it happens. If you want to see more of these reveal wheel kind of videos, let me know. Just leave me a comment down below. You can find me at any of my socials. I love playing with these, and I love playing with extra complicated kind of things to make them a little bit cooler. So if you want to see that, you have to let me know. So leave it down below. Hope you guys have an absolutely fantastic, fantastic rest of your day, and I will see you again in my next video. Sending lots of huggles. Bye.